you want to help take care of this baby called DAC. But I'd love for him to share from his heart a couple things just for a minute or two as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm waiting for it. It's currently loading on YouTube, so when I get done, I'll let you know that that's good. But absolutely, I've loved every minute of being a part of DAC. I've always known about DAC. Obviously, being that David, for those of you that don't know, is my stepfather. So I've always had updates, even when I wasn't working with DAC, about how things were advancing, growing in the industry. Some exciting stories and that he'd share with me from time to time. But I was in another lane doing my own other things in my own career, and it came down to a point where I was in my largest sales position, but at that far in my career, doing health insurance down here in Miami. It was my first job down here, is trying to make it big in a big city. And I there was a lot that was missing from the opportunity. It was very cool to be around smart, growing, advancing people, but at the same time there was some transparency things that were involved with it. There was some expectations that were just didn't seem like it was good for my life path. So I remember having the conversation with David. I said, I feel like I always hear these stories about, things going on in DAC. The impact sounds like it's so much fun and such a large thing. And I just feel like maybe I'm led to be over there because where I'm at currently, there's things that we can't be honest about. And with you guys, the whole thing is transparency, acting with integrity. So I decided in that moment that that was going to be my life, my switch at that time to come over to DAC. I learned a lot, doing a lot of business development roles within the company, just testing things, kind of being the testing dummy for certain things, seeing what works, what doesn't, frequency, things like that. And in the process, I learned a lot about the industry itself. It was pretty much new to me coming in. I knew about, lending, business lending, B2B, but there was a lot that I didn't know about certain things that we cover week in and week out. So I've just learned so much within the last 2.5 years. I've never been a part of a company. I've had a decent, some diversity in my career so far, but I've never been in a place that has so much connection between its workers. In this case, our broker family. Every day, every week, there's dozens of new brokers coming in, new faces and personalities, and it's really awesome to see just this family that we've built up over the years, just since I've been here in this 2.5 years. So overall, I couldn't say many much greater things about DAC. I love the camaraderie that we have. I love the integrity that we hold. I think that's why we keep a lot of brokers long term that speak just very highly of the company. So I appreciate you for obviously the creation of DAC, and just since I've been here, all the things that have changed and improved. It's been amazing to watch. So I could go on all night, but I feel like that covers just how I came about with DAC and how I truly feel about it, and that's the absolute truth.
Love it. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do. When he said he was the test dummy, I call him the guinea pig. This is why. I mean, transparent truth. We want to teach things, and there's certain things that a pro can do that someone who's new to a space maybe can't do. And McGuire was not new to sales and new to business development, but he was new to funding. And I said, I want to test. When we hired him for one reason, not one reason, but we had one primary role, and it was to test phone calling to cold leads legally, but test cold calling, just cold calling. And we wanted to prove out whether a model could work, like 150 calls a day or 50 calls a day. And what we proved out over a long period of time is don't try to cold call hundreds of people a day. That's what we proved out. But we spent a year's worth of salary, thousands of calls a month to prove it doesn't work. Right. And we've told people that. We said that's not the model. You can outreach to people you don't know, but we say stay local. McGuire got 3 clients his first month locally, and then we went non-local to test things. He called businesses out of our local chamber, told them, "Hi, I'm in your local chamber. I just want to introduce myself to you. I'm in business funding." Got 3 clients that way, people he did not know in the local chamber, and that was only a few calls a day. Right? I forget, maybe 40 calls a day, but only talking, leaving voicemails at most of them. There's a lot of calls, I get it, but it was local. 3 clients that way. Then we went non-local. I think he went 4 months without getting a client, and he had to call 100 businesses a day. 4 months, didn't get a client, non-local. So why do we not teach it? We only teach what we've proven works. But by the way, then we tested a LinkedIn model with him, trying different things. And then we tested a different model. If you look at our training, it's not that we don't do other things. We don't teach them because we haven't proved they work. We prove what works and teach what works. And if you're thinking, no, they don't, they're telling me to go local, I'm going to figure, maybe you will. But as soon as we see someone getting more than a couple clients a month, we say, what are you doing? And we teach it or ask them to teach it. Crickets. 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 Don't ignore the funding training. Trust us. We don't get paid unless you do. We don't make a dime unless you make a dollar. Literally, that's our margins. You got to make a dollar and we'll make a dime. If you don't make a dollar, we don't make a dime. How do we cover all our fixed costs? Helping you make a lot of dollars, all of you listening. We're not competing with you directly. We're not running ads and getting our own clients through Fox News. We're not doing that. 100% of our clients come from our broker network. 100% come from our broker network and referrals. We believe in it. We invest in it. We're running a contest that you're going to hear about in a few minutes to invest in it more. We know that that is our bread and butter. That's what makes us most valuable. You in the field, your agency makes you most valuable. If you had an effective agency with 100 fundings a month, you're going to make about $30,000 a month. How do you get 100 fundings a month? You have a lot more than 100 brokers, and you teach them what works. You don't teach them what doesn't work. You don't tell them to do a bunch of things that don't work. McGuire almost got burnt out calling thousands of people, right? We had to cheer him up every single day because he was calling hundreds of people and getting nowhere, right? So we teach what works. Now, you may go, hey, I'm a cold call superstar. All right, I've heard that 1,000 times, and none of them are still here. Because they don't want to do what we teach. They want to do their cold call superstar. Okay, cool. Go for it. Maybe you're better than the cold callers who work for all the funders out there who are texting lies, calling and saying things. I mean, you've got local market, you're going to kick butt. If you can focus local, you will kick butt. Now, you look at Matt DeHame and Nick DeHame, two of our top producers. They live in South America, but they're from New Jersey. So what's their local market, where they're from and where their area codes are? They can't physically be there locally, but they can call Teaneck, New Jersey, where they're from, where their area code is, and say, hey, because that's where they are from. They just happen to be in South America right now. So they call their local market that is familiar to them. Now, how much better would they even be if they were in Teaneck, New Jersey? And sometimes they come back and go local and they say, oh my God, it's so much easier when you can go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting, when you can show up to something. So this is our monthly meeting. And I just wanted to start by congratulating McGuire, thanking him for vetting out so many different things. We've had him try lead programs that some of you would probably invest money into. We have him try them and say they don't work, prove they don't work. Then we try a different thing, prove that doesn't work. And then we got this group who say, I promise we'll do this. And we say, okay, we'll invest money into it. We've spent over $100,000 trying lead programs and agencies, none of them over $100,000. Now it's been over 10 years, but over $100,000 we've spent to prove things for you guys. Not that they don't work, hoping to find one that does work. We don't blow money. I don't like spending $1,000 on something that doesn't turn a return, but I go in thinking maybe we can turn that 1,000 into a good return on investment and then teach it. And you know what works better than a lead system? The drop cards, the connect cards. Today, I've got a shared office I go into. And I go in there when I want admin hours and stuff. And I pay for 40 hours a month only because I work out of my home office here. We've got a funding office in Greenville, South Carolina, also up in Jersey. And then I'm in Michigan. So I'm in my home right now, and I've got about 1,800 square foot office down here in my lower level of my house. And I got an office upstairs, and this is where I work. I work from home. Excuse me. But I've got that shared office space I go to just for sometimes a different vibe. And it's it's $150 a month. I mean, it's ridiculously low. It's awesome. You may want to look around your town. You might be able to find one. Because of what happened today, I'm in that shared office space, and in comes a group of people to check out the shared office space. And they're with a small business advising group. Well, The person who owns the place says, hey, do you know David? You're in small business advising. He's in small business funding. What did I pull out? My drop cards. She said, I got one of his drop cards, right? One of his cards right here. She called it postcard. I've got one of his postcards right here if you want to see it. And she showed it to him, and I started educating them on it. They advise all of Oakland County, which is the biggest county in Southeast Michigan, all small businesses. They do events, and they asked me if I would come speak to all their businesses where they educate business owners on how to, where did it happen? The drop card, a local meeting, a local discussion, like local referral. But why did that woman tell them about me? Because I've proven myself to her that I care about businesses more than my commission. I've proven myself to her, and I'm in the Chamber of Commerce with her. We're both ambassadors for our Chamber of Commerce. So she's seen me represent our business community. It takes some time to instill that trust, maybe a couple months only. And then they'll believe that you got the whole town's back, that you really do want to help. When you go to the Chamber of Commerce, you say, I joined because I want to help every business owner in this local community get the funding they need to grow. I want to help all the banks. I want to come alongside and help the banks, refer people to them when the bank can help them, but also be there for the bank to refer to and the bank can't help them so that we can, in the end, help the business owner. That's why I'm in this Chamber of Commerce. And you say that over and over and over again. And guess what? Before long, you are the ambassador for your town. If not, you're at least one of the most active. So tomorrow I'm meeting with our local, it's called South Lyon, Michigan. Lyon Township has their own Chamber of Commerce they're trying to create. And guess who our Chamber of Commerce said you need to meet? David Rutz with Bank Breezy and David Allen Capital. So I'm going to meet with 6 of their people tomorrow who are starting a Chamber of Commerce down there to show them how they can have an effective Chamber of Commerce. I've been active in my chamber 4 months only, guys, since November. Well, it's longer than that, since November. But I'm one of the most active. You know how long, you know how hard it is to be one of the most active in your, about 7 hours a week. Not even that, about 5 hours a week. If you can put 5 hours a week into part-time Chamber of Commerce meetings, you'll be the most active person in your town. And you know what you'll have then? More referrals than you need. More referrals than you'll have to buy. So when we teach how to grow local and focus local, and we start with your warm market, we talk about starting with your warm market, talking to business owners you know and educating them. If you don't want to do that, you shouldn't do this. It's like I sell life jackets, but I don't want to promote life jackets to anyone I know because I don't want them to feel bad that I'm telling them about life jackets. A business owner, 6 out of 10, here's a little education in case you haven't seen the funding training yet. 6 out of every 10 business owners in the United States, the richest company in the world, 6 out of 10 business owners in America are breaking even or losing money. If you're doing $2 million a year, you're in the top 2% businesses in America. $2 million a year, $200,000 a month only. You're in the top 2% businesses in America. Don't think that local restaurant's making a lot of money. Don't think that hair salon's making a lot of money. They may be making a profit, but they may be one of the 6 in 10 breaking even or losing money. They just haven't shut down because they signed a 5-year lease and they don't get to walk out of that shopping plaza and not pay that rent for the next 5 years. So they at least got to stay open to try to earn enough to pay the rent or make a profit. And you can come along and you can give them strategic fundage to grow their business. What could they do with it? But if we don't tell them, so your whole thing is don't assume people don't need money or want money. Assume everybody. This is what I do. I assume 100% of the businesses in America. This is a perspective change. This is pro perspective. I assume 100% of the businesses in America have an idea that could grow the heck out of their sales that they haven't thought of yet. And they don't think of it because they don't have the money to pay for it. And as soon as I tell them I can get you the money, now go home tonight and start dreaming, get creative. Well, what would you do with your business to grow your business if we could get you the money? Start getting creative. Do you need money? If they need money and they're desperate, needing money, that's not the best source. If they could use money for fuel to ramp up some strategy, and they've already got the strategy, let's help them fund it. If they don't have the strategy yet, it's time to start getting strategic. It's time to start thinking about it. And this is what I tell people. I'm a business owner. I know what it's like to be them barely getting by. I know what it's like to be them going to put their head down at night and not knowing how they're going to make payroll on Friday and it's Tuesday. And they hope, oh my goodness, I hope we get a lot of customers tomorrow and the next day. Hope we don't get bad weather because no one will show out to our patio. If they don't show up to our patio, we're not going to make payroll. This is what business owners are thinking. And we come along and say, listen, it's done with that. Let's start thinking of what we can do to make your Monday slow day your most popular, fastest day. Let's think outside the box. What can we do? Let's look at your pricing. What do you got to do? Do we got to raise pricing 20% to help you make 20% more a week because your costs have gone up and you haven't raised prices? Should we raise prices? What can we do to drive your sales? Do you need to hire a salesperson? Do you need to start a direct funding agency? Not funding. Do you need to start a direct marketing model? Do you have to pay for an agency to help do some advertising? Got to do some Facebook ads? I don't know. Do you got to put your product on auto ship instead of one-time orders? What can we do to get you profitable? You know what they look at? They go, man, I got like a consultant here. And it's okay if you don't know how to do this yet. Your leader does. Your leader does. So now your job, if I was working with my daughter right here, sitting here, Kailani, who's an intern with us, one of her roles is going to be reach out to clients and get them on the phone with dad, with the founder of the company, to be strategic about ideas to help them grow their business. She's a college student. She doesn't have to know how, but you know what she knows how to do? Connect them with me, who does know. I don't care if you're a roofing business, I got ideas that can help you. I don't care if you're a donut business, can help you. I don't care what type of business you are, or I can put you in touch with someone who's successful at it, and we can together collaborate and let's get creative and drive your business profitability, man. That's why you started a business. Let's do it. Could you see how fun that is? Forget the commissions for a moment. You'll make plenty of commissions. Forget the commissions for a moment. So you know what two of those guys said to me today? I sit there and I tell them all about our funding, and they come back and they go, and I'm not going to tell you who they're with because I don't want you to feel, first of all, there's a conflict there or just some non-disclosure of, I don't want them to know who they were, or you to know who they were, because they haven't given me permission to share that they're talking. But one of them can go, let me ask you something. Do you need more brokers? And I said, yeah, as a matter of fact, we have a nationwide network of brokers. Wait a minute. You're a broker with them? Yeah. And so you're just a broker, right? And I go, well, I'm not just a broker, but I'm a certified broker. And I'm also the founder. I started the company. He goes, wait a minute. You started the business? Yeah. And so you have brokers. You got a few brokers right here locally. Yeah, we got some locally, and we got some down in this area of our state and over there. And we got some in California, and we have brokers nationwide. But do we need more brokers? Yeah, we have a big shortage of brokers. He says, wait a minute. So I can become a broker and build agencies elsewhere? Yeah. I know so many businesses who need funding every day. That's what I hear all the time. They call us for counsel on what do I do to get money? And they're in business doing money, and you can get a money? Yeah. And they're from our area. And I said, you ever heard of Rocket Mortgage? Of course. You ever heard of Rapid Finance? No. I said, I know. You want to know why? Because they don't advertise. Rapid Finance, owned by one of the biggest public companies in the world, doesn't advertise their business funding division. Why? They count on brokers like us. There's no benefit for them to advertise. None of them make money advertising. They don't do it. They lose money advertising. So they don't advertise. They count on brokers to bring them to, and they're right in your backyard, and you didn't know about them. You need to educate business owners about Bank Breezy, just like I do, because they don't know about it. Business lenders in the alternative capital space do not advertise on TV. Folks, you know what that means for you as an opportunity? These people are paid to support thousands of local businesses in Michigan and didn't know about alternative capital. And they want to be brokers now. Do you see the timing of your opportunity? Don't sit on this like, well, this is outside you're here tonight. And I'm telling you this is what I believe. You're here because you're supposed to be here. And if you're supposed to be here, then you're supposed to get comfortable doing this, even if you're not comfortable yet. You're supposed to get comfortable doing this, even if you're not comfortable yet. And there's two trains. One train you get in, one train of thought you get in, and you go to the first train stop, and it's called resourcefulness, and you learn how to do this. You get resourceful, you get knowledge, you get certified. The next train you go to is exposing your warm market, people you know about the funding. And at that train station, there's a section you go through. It might be called discomfort station. You might feel a little uncomfortable approaching people. So we're going to give you the comfort level. We're going to teach you how, but then you got to just get through that station. And that's where most people get off. And I'm saying, what's so hard about saying, hey, have you ever heard of alternative business capital? That I'm now a certified broker, and I'm working with a local leader who's training me and developing me. And so my job is to educate business owners that we exist. That's all. In case you ever have a need for capital or a growth opportunity, we help people get funding. Can you get comfortable doing that? because he or she does that with all their warm market. We'll have some clients, and then you go from warm market to local market. It means businesses in your area, and then you join the Chamber of Commerce and you part-time work that. It's always available before your work or after your work. They always have events not during work hours because business owners want to be at the restaurant. They don't want to be at a meeting during lunch hour, right? Or 2 in the afternoon. They got to do it after hours or before hours. So you can do it for the job too, and you find a way to say, I'm going to be a leader in my local business chamber of commerce, and I'm going to be a local leader in my local network of my local community. I'm going to make sure every business owner in that intersection knows about my business funding, and they're going to know I'm a funding guy or girl that can help them. And I'm going to make sure they know I care about them succeeding and winning. And I'm not going to ask them if they're 1 out of the 6 out of 10, breaking even or lose money. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go in knowing this. There's a strategy they haven't yet launched, and they're not even thinking about it because they don't have the capital yet. And I'm going to let them know, hey, maybe there's something you haven't even thought of yet that could grow the heck out of your business, but it takes funding to do, and we could help fund it. And I'm going to plant that seed with them. And I'm going to get out there. It's like saying to 100 people who aren't in college, what if I gave you a scholarship to go to college? Would you want to go? What? And all of a sudden, maybe I do. I'll give you all the student loan you need. Maybe I will. Right? So we can get them the funding. So I started off with a little bit of training because that's where the rubber meets the road. And that story about me meeting those people today. And then as soon as they left, the gal who's in the chamber came up to me. She goes, Dave, have you ever heard of, she mentioned another group. She goes, that's where I met them. I was at a group and they were there, and they learned about my meeting space. So they wanted to come to my space. You got to go to that group. I said, well, that's where they invited me to speak. She goes, yeah, it's all business owners to get together to help each other out. It's bigger than a chamber of commerce. It's a networking group. And I'm like, wow. So I'm going to go check it out. And if it's as good as what she says, they're nationwide. And then we'll be teaching you about it. So folks, I got this book here by Alex Hormozi. If you ever heard of Alex Hormozi, he's a great guy. Great. You watch him online. He's got great stuff. I don't know anything about his character, but he's very honest and he teaches good stuff. And I read this, and it's very good about how to get leads, how to create leads. You know what the first thing it says is an engaged lead is someone who's interested in your product. A lead is everybody you know is a lead. Now you could pay for leads and you could get cold leads and you could do all that. But the easiest thing is people you know who own a business, people you know who don't own a business. You got to let them know what you're doing because they'll refer you to people who own a business. And then people in your local area, those are your leads. That's it. That's all you need. And it doesn't cost you a dime. It's effort of outreach and caring about your local community. If I drive by oh, by the way, I went to meet Alex. If you know Alex Hormozi, I went to meet him. It cost $5,000 to go to his event. And I went there. Remember I said I test things? McGuire knows why I went there. I went there to test how we can start running ads the way he teaches so that we can attract clients through ads and then teach you all how to do it. After paying $5,000 to go to a seminar meeting with him, we sat down and talked. And he learned more about the business. And he goes, dude, he didn't say dude. Let me rephrase it. But I heard, dude, you're being stupid. Don't spend a dime on ads. You've got a broker model, and your brokers are allowed to build a broker team. And all that broker team can work in their local market, and there are no local funders. Do you realize the competitive advantage you have in your local town? I said, of course I do. We tell our brokers that all the time. Then why are you thinking about running ads? Because we're trying to test other things that help people too. He says, don't spend a dime on Facebook ads. Don't. And that's what he does most of his leads. He says, you've got the most valuable thing you've got, which is warm market and a network of new brokers who have a warm market. If they don't believe it, who cares? They don't have to. They can rot and leave the business. He didn't say that, but he said they can quit. But this is what works better than anything is warm market, local market. I said, I know we've proved that out, but I was just trying to get additional models. He goes, you know how much money you're going to waste on Facebook ads? You know how many people run ads for business fund? He goes, I know, because that guy who works for me over there used to run ads for a lender. And he says it doesn't work. And they all spend a bunch of money until they realize it doesn't work. And then the next lender comes along and tries it until it doesn't work. And the next lender comes along and tries it until it doesn't work. You've got something better than all of them, a local network. Now, if he's saying that to me and he's a Facebook ad, when he goes, don't go, leave tomorrow and just learn how to recruit more, teach people how to recruit more brokers and teach more of them how to get certified and help them be more productive. That's all. You just focus on that and you've got a winner. And that's how I've built this industry for the last 30 years. And I agree with that. I was just testing additional ways. So we scrapped the Facebook ad model, but I did spend like 70 grand with an agency on Facebook ads. It didn't do anything either before I went to him. That's why I went to him. I'm like, I'm going to do it myself. He said, don't waste the time. It's harder than you think. Facebook will tell you everything. But once you run an ad on Facebook, guess what happens? 50 other people are told you just clicked on a business funding ad. So now the other 50 people running business funding ads get the same ad. Or the other 50 now are showing that same person. So now the person's applying at 15 places in 3 minutes. It's a waste of your time. And that's who you're seeing. People have already applied at funding. So don't do it. Don't do it. But what should you do? Talk to your warm market, educate your local community, be active in your chamber of commerce, build a broker team, a buddy system who does the same, and you will kick butt. Don't do those. Go do something else. I haven't seen anyone do other than what I just taught and make any money with us. Did you hear that? We got 70,000 people who've signed up to try this business. We have 7,000 who are still active, 3,000 or almost 4,000 now that are super active. And I've not seen one of them succeed except for what we just taught. So if you don't want to do our system, don't do DAC. Our business funding training teaches you what to do. David, I don't want to reach my warm market. Okay. Prerequisite number 1, failure. I don't want to reach my local market. Prerequisite number 2, failure. I don't want to join a chamber of commerce. Prerequisite number 3, failure. I'm going to do ABC. No problem. Go for it. I do not expect you to be around in a year. You may prove me wrong and come up, well, I got an AI model that's going to do that. Okay, yeah, I know. I've heard that 1,000 times too. Maybe not 1,000, but 70. Oh, I got an AI model. It's going, okay, go for it. Let's see what those business owners feel about your AI model. I can tell an AI written email and I delete if you don't have a passion for your business enough, I'm not saying don't use AI as a tool, but AI can't communicate your belief in helping business owners. It doesn't matter if you like, oh, that sounds really good. That sounds professional. You know what sounds better? Dude, I just saw your truck on Walled Lake Road and I've never met you. And I just needed to call and introduce myself. I don't need pool cleaning right now. I don't even own a pool, but I wanted to reach out because we haven't met. And I love your area code's local. So I know you're a local business. We hadn't met. I want to introduce myself. I love helping business owners go to the next level with funds or even some ideas and counsel. So I just want to introduce myself. Thought I could learn a little bit more about your business. So the number 1, I could refer you to people I do know own a pool. So I can learn more and also so you can know about what I'm doing in case we could ever help you take your business to the next level with funding. So what we do. That opens a conversation. I'd rather do that. It's local. The area code's local. If you're calling local, a phone number is not in your area code, your odds of them being answered are like 1 out of 1,000. And then the odds of them being excited to take your call is slim and none. But local area codes, they love it. Emails, local email that says, saw you on the Starbucks board downtown Milford. Took a picture of your business card at the Thai restaurant in Milford. If that's the subject line, guess what will happen with that email? It will get opened. What won't get opened? Business funding today. Chat will say, or AI will say, growth capital now. Yeah, delete. No one's opening that. It needs to be personal. It needs to be 1 email at a time. If you're trying to do group emails and I say, hey, for every 20 or 30 emails I write, I get someone interested in funding. People go, no, you don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I don't send 100 emails through a system. I had 2 applications. One got approved for $500,000. Didn't take it because they needed 800,000. but that was through a private email. I never met the person. Now we've got a relationship, and he's considering if they were $500,000 from an email. That was just this one. That was just this month or May, and then another one got funding in May. So trust. I don't make a dime until you make a dollar. Trust us. No, I would just challenge you. Prerequisite 1, I'll talk to our market. Cool. Prerequisite 2, I'll talk to a local market. Cool. Prerequisite 3, I'll even tell people who are not business owners that I'm in business funding and ask them if they know of anyone to refer them for me. Cool. I'll join my Chamber of Commerce as soon as I can squeeze together the $180 or $200. Just so you all know, we'll reimburse up to $500 as soon as you do 100,000 in funding in that organization, or 10,000 bonus revenue. We'll give you your, not only you get paid enough to pay for it, but we'll actually give you an extra bonus, Chamber of Commerce bonus, to cover your chamber fees, right? So it's, you're putting the money out, you work it, we'll reimburse it up to $500. Now, if it only costs you 300, we're not giving you 500. We'll give you the 300. But per check, I'll work I'll go to that. I'm going to show up to the chamber meetings, prerequisite check. I'm going to network and try to refer people to other people, not just ask for referrals. I'm going to refer to other people. Check. I'm going to understand our funding product. Check. I'm going to understand when it goes to Biddy. When it goes to Giggle and when it goes to Bank Breezy. Check. I'm going to understand what makes a deal decline. Like today, Wade covered all it on the huddle call. Come on. That's it. If you're just plugged into the huddles or watching them and recording, you'll get education every single day from expert. Check. Got it. I'm going to act with integrity and transparency, and I won't have commission break. Check. Well, David, I need money now. Get a job now. Don't quit DAC. Get a job to get guaranteed money. Work this part-time. Don't count on this. Do like I did General Motors. Work part-time on my business while I'm working full-time on my job, so that eventually my business is more than my job, and I can say bye-bye job. But until then, you don't want to have pressure of, I got to produce this week or else I'm in dire straits, because then you're calling, when are we getting paid on that? I got a funding yesterday. When are we going to get paid on it? Because I need that check tomorrow. You don't want that. I don't want you in that shoes. I get it. Some of you are in dark spots. Go get a job. Drive DoorDash and make guaranteed money today. Drive Uber, make guaranteed money today. You will not make guaranteed money in DAC until you have an organization that is producing fundings every day that you're getting overrides on. I don't guarantee that I'm going to make commissions this month on personal fundings, but I guarantee I'm getting a check every day on my team overrides, because I now have a team. So now I can count on it. I don't need to worry about full-time income. I have full-time income for my overrides, right? But then I get a personal commission as well, right? So do that. That's the method right there. That's it. It really is that simple. And then build a team who adopts the same. Build an agent. I don't want to build an agency, Dave. You don't have to, but you will never have residual income. You might have renewals now and then, but you won't have residual income, meaning get paid month over month over month over month over month, like someone who owns a bunch of rental properties and gets paid rent every month. There's a risk no one will pay rent this month and you don't make rental property money, of course. But the likelihood is, if you have a bunch of rental properties, you're going to collect rent every month and you're going to have residual income from it. The likelihood is, if you have a big active organization, 20, 30, 40 active brokers, you're going to have a certain amount of fundings every month that you can collect money on every month, and you're going to make overrides on every month, as long as you're climbing that ladder and getting more clients yourself. So your override spreads are increasing. You'll, no matter what, make the 4% on anyone you personally enroll, but you can make a lot more than the 4% by getting more clients yourself, as long as you're doing that over time. And I would just say this, we've got someone staying with us. His name is Jackson Smith. He's going to be a dentist. He's shadowing a local dentist. He lives in Minneapolis. So he's living at our house this summer while he shadows a local dentist. We're supporting him, and not supporting him financially, but we're supporting his place to stay so he can work. We knew the dentist, Christian man. This young man's a Christian. We wanted him to mentor under this gentleman. And so he's staying with us. And he's got to go through a lot of education, right, to become a dentist. How long is that going to take? I asked him today, I said, how long you got to go to school before you're Dr. Smith? I saw him, he dressed real nice today. I said, man, I can see Dr. Smith in you, man. Jackson, you look great. You're dressed well. And he's a junior in college right now. He's not even graduated yet. Then he's going to have to go 4 more years, right, to be a doctor. That means 5 years he's still got to go to school, right? For what? A degree to become a doctor. a dentist. And he loves it. He says, I love it. I'm so glad I'm shadowing this dentist because I can see what I'm going to do every day. I really can grasp it. I see it. I said, well, that's going to make the next 5 years easier now, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And what's the outcome when you're done? A lot of student debt. But bam, once you're there, now you start making more money. Do you know that mortgage companies have special loans for doctors? They have special approvals for doctors because they know you're pretty credible. You're going to get paid. So a dentist is going to do quite well. They do well. They make some good money, right? So do most doctors and attorneys, etc. But 8 years, he's going to go to school and $15,000 a year on average, not counting dental school, not counting room and board. You know, you're a few $100,000 in debt by the time you get out of school. You better make some cash. Why am I saying all this? Because I said when you have 20 or 30 brokers in your team who are getting funding every day, then you can count on money every month. And if you have 30 brokers and you're making who get a funding each month and you're making 300 each, 30 times 300 is $9,000 a month you'd be making in overrides. That may be a long way away. It may be 5 years from now, like Dr. Smith. It may be a lot of dedication and effort and time for the next 5 years so you can become a dentist. It may be 5 years from now before you have a team that produces 30 fundings a month, or it may happen in 6 months. The difference is you can't hyper growth your dental education. He said, man, I wish I could just go become a dentist next year. I know, but you got to go through the school first. And you got to, I wish I could just have a team that does 30 brokers, 30 fundings a month. Well, you can do that by next month. What do you got to do? Build a darn good team now. Start recruiting a bunch of people, recruit a bunch of people, and get some clients yourself to get some override spreads. We don't limit your time. We don't tell you got to take your time. We teach you what works and tell you don't waste time on the things that don't work. Don't waste time on the things that would just spend money to hope that seem easier. It'd be a lot easier if I had people calling me from my ads. It'd be a lot easier if people were calling me from that booklet or that there. There's nothing wrong with putting up a sign. There's nothing wrong with doing social posts. There's nothing wrong. Do what we teach, do those things. Just don't count on that. Don't count it out. Just don't count on it as better than warm market, local market, and like market, people like you. If you love BMX bikes, call every BMX bike company in the world and say, hey, I'm a BMXer too, man. I love mountain biking. And I just want to help every mountain bike company in the world. So local, warm market first, then local market. And then local market includes your chamber of commerce, all that local vicinity. Make sure you go to every intersection, get to know them all, spread the word, help them out, go shop at their place once in a while, take a picture with them. Man, I just ate it. So-and-so, the place was awesome. Thumbs up to them. You got to give it a try. Don't do it just because, do it because you really do believe that. Only do what you believe, and they'll be thankful. You'll be an anchor in your town. David, I'm not that personality. You don't have to be outgoing personality. You have to be interested in caring. I don't have an outgoing personality and someone's drowning in the pond over there and I know how to swim. But I don't have an outgoing personality. Get your butt in the water and pull them out. You don't need motivation. It's called common decency. If you know about business funding, you don't have to be outgoing to inform people about it. You get your butt in the water and you let them know, hey, I just want you to even if all you did was give them a card and say, hey, I'm new to this, but I just want you to know I'm a brand new business funding broker. I want to help every business owner in town. And here's my card. If I ever can help you, let me know. I mean, start there, but whoever your leader is that you're working with will help you grow in your comfort. So this is our first month. You're going to hear about a contest in a minute, but I'm starting with the stuff that matters most because I'm going to share contests where you can win some neat stuff, but it won't matter if you try everything but what you're hearing right now. And it'll be easy if you do everything what you're hearing right now. Okay. So, I got some slides I want to show and then we'll open up. So let me share my screen first. Let me get my right slideshow on here. Okay. There we go. Share screen. I saw my dad posted something too. Was that Al or was that Sharon using Al's computer?
That's Grandma Sharon. She's on Al's computer because hers is dead for the night.
Okay.
But we can see the slides just fine.
All right. Well, tell Dad I'm not real happy that he's not on cheering us on and he should be putting something in the comments, something about Bank Breeze or business funding. Just kidding. I'm blessed to have my mom and dad. My mom still works with DAC. We worked together for over 3 decades, and it's been a joy. And my dad was an investor in a couple of my companies prior, and those companies are still flourishing, and so all is well. And he's retired and does a lot of hobbies and stuff like that, restores things. So right now he's restoring a boat engine, as I already showed. All right, monthly updates. Let's go. Announcement, specials, and training. First thing, business funding for this month. What's the June funding special? Restaurants. Let's go. Higher approvals, lower repayment costs, and larger prepayment discounts. When your bank can't help, we can. This brochure is now available in your back office. Right here, this shows the personal care industry. That's now replaced with the restaurant industry. But all you got to do is go into dactraining.com, click on resources, and you'll see all your on the funding marketing material. Click on funding. So it's dactraining.com is the LMS. You click on resources, then you click on funding, you scroll down to marketing material, and here you are. It'll be right here in the bottom right. Okay. So that's where the funding special is. Next, local leader system email journey is sent daily. Some of you are aware of this, some of you are not. Once you get certified, again, once you get certified in the LMS, there's another training that shows up. There's actually a few. One is business funding training. So it's more advanced than the certification. There's agency expansion training, how to build an agency, what to do to build an agency. And then there's comp plan trainings. There's 3. So there's 3. The agency expansion training, by the way, you should watch the funding training first. Agency expansion training talks about how to go out and identify people who want to be brokers, how to recruit them, and how to support them. And in that agency expansion training, it talks about, would you like to be a local leader and learn the local system? Okay. And when you click on that, it tells you what to do. You actually subscribe to a local leaders list. It tells you how to do that training, but we don't share that until you've been through that training. Otherwise, you haven't handled the prerequisite. You don't get to go to dental school until you have a bachelor's degree. You don't get to go to local leaders until you do the agency expansion training. It's real simple. You can't see the agency expansion training until you're certified, right? So certification comes first. That's the base level, business funding, agency expansion, and then you can become a local leader and subscribe to the local leader. When you do, you get an email journey. Every single day for 10 days, you get an email about our local leader system. Every day you get one. And it takes about 10 minutes to digest it each day. That's it, 10 minutes. It only takes about a minute to read it, but about 10 minutes to digest it. So look at it like a devotional and devote yourself to the local leader system. Again, first thing, certification, then funding training, then agency expansion training, then subscribe to the local leaders. You'll get these 10 emails every day with our local system. Okay. So have a devotional, go through that. Then not only you get one email for 10 days, each email has system education, strategy, and homework to do. Okay. So it'll take you about 10 minutes, right? Now, number 2, don't subscribe there. But number 2, workshop later this month for those who are in the journey. So we're going to have a workshop later. Not going to promote it now. It's going to be promoted to the people through email who are in that journey. Now, what I want to get to next, launching June 1st. It already started. June 1st. We have something called the American Opportunity Challenge. America's 250 years old. Is celebrating 250 years of American opportunity. All right. And that means we're going to help business owners. Look what it says on the bottom left. Helping Main Street business owners grow, helping new brokers succeed, and building the next generation. Okay. Those 3 things are what we're going to be doing. And you'll notice Main Street down there. You'll notice big business, and you'll notice a DAC cruise ship. All right. We are going to have a convention at sea spring of next year. Everyone's going to have an opportunity to go, and everyone should go. Everyone should go to the convention at sea. You'll learn more about that, what it takes to go on that cruise. Everyone's welcome. Any DAC broker is welcome. And I'm going to go through some more details in a minute here. but you're also going to have an opportunity to win that thing. So let's just hang tight a minute. I'm going to stop sharing, and I want to open up something that I'm going to read. Okay. Hang tight. I'm reading something, so bear with me that my screen may be, I'm not sharing this. It's a PDF. This PDF will be available after this is over. The DAC American Opportunity Challenge, celebrating 250 years of American opportunity. So as we celebrate our 250th birthday, we want to celebrate in a special way. For the first time ever, we're going to have a DAC convention at sea, spring of 2027. We are hoping to have the date confirmed before today, but we don't. So I'm hoping by Friday we'll know the dates to tell you about. But it doesn't matter because the contest has already started. You're going to have plenty of time, but we want to get it booked ASAP. We are intentionally selecting a value-based cruise that'll be a more affordable people. It'll probably be a 5-day cruise. We want everyone to be accessible to go. We want everyone to be able to go, not just top producers. So our goal is for every broker that's active, that's watching now, and any broker will join, anyone who wants to be a part of this movement will be on that cruise ship. In fact, many brokers may be able to earn enough commissions from just one funding to be able to go one funding and reinvest it into your convention at sea. You'll have all of 2026 to be able to pay for this because we're not going until spring of 27. You can easily cover the cost of attending simply by attributing your earnings from that one funding or multiple fundings toward that trip. But we wanted to take it a step further. So let me ask you this. What if you could celebrate and be a part of DAC's first ever convention at sea without having to spend any of your commissions at all? So rather than simply paying for this by earning commissions, what if you could win your way? That's what we're doing. What if the cruise would be absolutely free for you? What if, in fact, it could be free for you and a guest? What if it could be free for you and a guest and your airfare free for you and a guest? Okay. You can win your way and you got a full rest of the year to do it. That's why we're launching the American Opportunity Challenge in the spirit of America being 250 years old. The mystery project of can capitalism work? Can free work? Can voting for your president work? Can not having a king work? Can voting for and having the states run themselves work? United States together, divided we fall. Can it work? Can civil rights work? Can voting work? Men, women, people of color, people of many races, can it work? Can a city of law or country of laws work? Can capitalism work? No guaranteed anything. It's the right to pursue happiness, but no guarantee of happiness. But you get to be a woman and dress the way you want. You get to be a man and dress the way you want. You get to be a business owner and start a business if you don't want. You don't have to bow down to the president or you'll be executed. You don't have to put wraps around your face and hide yourself from public or else you'll be executed. You don't have to not go to school or you'll be executed. You can go to school and be a female and not worry about it. You can actually go out and make millions if you want to and not worry about it. You don't have to get taken over by the country and taken prisoner. You don't have to escape your country because you're afraid you're going to be killed for believing what you believe in your religion, in your business mindset, in your even in your sexual your sexual preference. You're not going to be executed if you're gay in this country, where many countries you are. You've got the opportunity in America to live the greatest experiment ever. And people complain about it, but nobody wants to leave and go elsewhere. And if they do, they should. Hey, nothing's perfect. That's why we have voting. And there's nothing perfect. That's why we want people to be elected who actually care and want to make a difference, right? So, but there's nothing perfect out there. But until the people vote other people, we go with what the rules are made. But guess what? You control your own economy right in your home. You get to control your own financial future right here in your home. I do a Bible study with my wife every single morning until about 10 o'clock. I'm in meetings till 10 o'clock, except Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I have a corporate meeting at 9 o'clock. But other than that, today, 9:45, we are talking about God. We're then talking with my daughter about God. And that is my first thing. I say, we are so blessed that we have a lifestyle. Our kids don't realize we've been working our tail off for years to create this lifestyle. They don't understand it. They're college age now, but this was already set before they were born. I've had this lifestyle for the last 25, 30 years, right? So they were already, they didn't see dad having to go to the office every day. They see me working, but they see me having such a casual pace because I work a ton of hours, but I work when I want to work, and God, family, business, and nothing's going to replace that because I get to now because of America. Because I've earned enough income that I can do it, because you can invest in things and do it. I built teams big enough that I can earn overrides. Didn't take advantage of anyone. I'm giving away, I'm guaranteeing with fixed costs that everyone has a free complimentary business. And I get to as an American, and people think I'm crazy. David, you should be charging for what you do. Great. We're in America. I'll do what I want to do. You go charge and do that, and I'll compete and we'll whoop your tail. You'll make more money as the owner, I know, but our brokers will make more money than your brokers because they'll have a bigger broker team, because it's a lot easier to get someone who's not sure to start for free than it is to get them who, when they're not sure, to start for $100 or 200 or 2,000 or 4,000. Yeah, I could charge $4,000 and I'd probably bring in $1 million in startup fees in the next 12 months. And who would that help? Me. Who would it hurt? Make it a lot harder for you to build an agency. But this is America, and I can do it if I want to do it, but I'm not doing it because I get to be free and I get to believe in the capitalist of America. So back to this. That's why we're launching the American Opportunity Challenge, because we love America. We love what it stands for. We love what we nothing's perfect. DAC is not perfect. And by the way, you're not a perfect spouse. You're not a perfect parent. You're not a perfect friend. Right? You're not perfect either. So quit being so judgmental. And I'm not judging you. I'm stating I'm not perfect either. And DAC is not perfect, nor is America. And we're not saying that. But DAC is the best darn income opportunity in the business funding space. And America is the best darn country in the world. So that's that. There's no doubt about that. So let's go celebrate this 250 years. Let's help every Main Street capitalist business owner win. Let's help all the new brokers who get started. And win yourself a free cruise, and win yourself and a guest. You got a parent who's never been able to cruise before, financially can't do it, or a friend. You got a spouse who you'd love to say, hey, because of DAC, we get to go on a nice cruise. Win your way. Hey, or earn your way with commissions, either way, but why not win your way? We're going to show you a way that you can do it. From June 1st through December 31st, brokers are going to earn points based on helping Main Street business owners, any business owner, secure funding, and helping new brokers succeed doing the same. There's only one way to earn personal points: fundings, bonus revenue. So you can create, our goal is simple. We want to create opportunity for new brokers. We want to reward the impact you're making, and we want to celebrate the growth that you create from here forward. And for many of you, that opportunity may lead directly to DAC's first convention at sea, complimentary. All of you should be going. It's going to be a bang out event. It's going to be full of celebration, training, education, a chance for all us to network, some recognition, and a lot of fun. We're not going to have you in meeting rooms the whole time, but we're going to meet enough that you're going to have great value, but you're going to network and you get to see all the other people that are DAC brokers. People who are doing this full-time and part-time. They're all going to be there. You're going to have an opportunity to get to know me, my family, all the corporate team, all the other people. Some of the people for some of the lenders might be coming in. We're going to be talking all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be pretty darn special. Many of you have been asking for this for years. And I'll just tell you transparently, I didn't want to do it and have a corporation lose money. I'm all about keeping this free and being mindful to the fixed costs. And I'm like, I don't know how many people are going to go, and it costs a lot of money to put on these events. So we're to the point now where we can do it. And this incentive we think is going to drive additional revenue. So we're willing to take the risk. Remember how we say we fuel businesses with leverage? I'm willing to invest the money to do this. That's what it boils down to. Just like I have agencies and just like I have lead companies to test, I'm willing to put the money in, and I know it's going to produce fruit. So all of you, you're going to be paying for your own cruise unless you win it, right? Unless you win it. But it's going to be a reasonable one. You're going to want to be there and then go win it. So here's how you get the points. Number one, the contest is made up of personal funding points and enroller roll-up points. Two ways: personal funding, enroller roll-up. Personal funding, enroller roll-up. What does that mean? Personal funding points. You earn 1 point for every dollar in bonus revenue you personally produce. On new fundings from June 1st, submitted June 1st and later. Can't be someone who funds today if you submitted them before June 1st. June 1st submissions starting 2 days ago and forward, You get one with 7,000 bonus revenue, you got 7,000 points. You got one with 700 bonus revenue, you got 700 points. You get one for one. Whatever your bonus revenue is, you get points. Okay? That's number one way. Qualifying fundings equal new fundings after June 1. And if they renew by the end of the year, you get to count them again because it's a new funding after June 1. So what doesn't count? Clients that funded before June 1 or that were submitted before June 1 who renew sometime later this year. Those don't count. Old clients renewals, you get paid on all that. We're not taking away your pay. We're just not counting as new production is new clients submitted after June 1 who fund. And then if they renew again before the end of the year, you get to count them a second time. Okay. But to qualify, the client relationship must begin during the contest period. Okay, you got to refer them. They got to apply after June 1. Now, if they applied in the past and they didn't get funding then, but they get funding now, if it's a new funding, new submission, new application after June 1, they count. Okay, only renewals don't count. Now, what's enroller roll-up points? Anyone you personally enroll new after June 1. If you enrolled anyone June 1, they count. If you enrolled someone tonight who was at tonight's meeting, they count. You get half of whatever personal production points they get. So example, you personally enroll a new broker, let's say me, on July 15th, and I go out and get a small funding with 300 points, 300 bonus revenue. I get 300, you get 150. Okay? So you get half of any of my personal funding points from my personal clients' funding. If I next week go out and get someone that's got 3,000 bonus revenue, I get 3,000 points, cha-ching, you get 1,500. If you have 10 people and they all get a funding this month at 3,000 bonus revenue average, it's 10 people that you get 1,500 each on. It's got 15,000 points. Boom. And this counts all the way till December 31st. So you got a full 6 months. I wish it was 250 days, but it's not. Okay. You get a full 6 months. In fact, I think it's almost 7 months. Important. You earn 50% of their personal funding points only in their roll-up. You don't get a half of the points they earn from recruiting people themselves and what they get on that. They're going to earn points from the people they personally enroll. You don't get anything on that. You get half of their personal production points from their personal clients. All right. And we've got a brochure that'll show you all this. Of course, you're still paying the comp plan and everything. Nothing's cut out of the comp plan. But any points they get from people they recruit don't help you, helps them. Okay, so the formula is total contest points equals personal funding points plus enroller roll-up, which is half of any fundings you personally enroll. So he or she who recruits a lot of people who get fundings wins. If they don't get fundings, doesn't help you. Right? Now, you may recruit a bunch of people who recruit a bunch of people, and somewhere on your fourth level, a bunch of clients come in. It's great. It won't help you in the contest, but you'll earn money for it. Who do you earn on this? What helps you in the contest? Your personal fundings and the fundings of the people you personally enrolled new. Well, David, you've got all kinds of old brokers already. They don't count in this contest. I got to recruit new people starting June 1st for them to count in the contest. And so do you. Well, and Wynn's got hundreds of people in her team. Yeah, but none of those count to the contest. Now, why is she excited? Because her whole team's excited to win a cruise. So they're all going to increase their production. And she overrides all that. And you should be excited that you got a team too. I know they don't count in the contest, but they're motivated to win in the contest. This isn't limited to the top 4, the top 10. Everybody who hits the points we're going to show you in a minute wins. Okay. So DAC's first convention at sea, spring 2027. The dates, the ship details, the room options, pricing is going to be announced soon. We're narrowed it down to 2 companies. We're just negotiating with them. So I was hoping to have it locked in today, but unfortunately, one of those companies, the guy was on vacation for Memorial Day all last week, and I didn't want to make a decision without negotiating further with them because I think they're the leading candidate, frankly. But they couldn't get back, and I still haven't heard from him because he's just got back today, and we've not been able to talk. His message still says I'm out of town for Memorial Day till Monday the 1st. Well, it's the 3rd and we're not, or the 2nd, and we're not having any luck reaching him yet. So till I talk to him, we're not making a decision. So that's why we don't have the decision yet. Now, there will be a convention fee. It'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of $149. That is a fee to join, to be a part of the convention. It's not the cruise cost. That helps corporate cover its cost on the things we're going to be doing at this event, some of the things we plan to give away and different things like that. So there will be a convention cost. And then there will be the cruise cost, 2 separate costs. However, all brokers will have the opportunity to earn their way with just one funding, and many others will win their way onto the ship through this challenge. And again, you may even win a trip for a guest of your choice too. Okay. So imagine bringing your spouse, a family member, a friend, blessing someone who's always wanted to cruise, who can't afford it, and celebrating your success with someone you love. You do need to go on the cruise. Okay. So if you want to cruise for 2, you do need to attend. We're not going to send it to 2 other people. You do need to go. You can bring a guest. It can be a broker in your team who didn't win it if you want, but you do have to attend. Now, here's the prize levels, and they'll be fully announced soon, but here's what it is expected to be: a cruise for 2, a balcony room, airfare for 2. If you don't know about cruises, you have interior rooms, most economical, exterior rooms with a window, ocean view, and then you have balconies. Then you have suites. We're not looking at the suites. We're talking about balconies. Balconies is a decent sized room with a balcony you can sit on, have coffee in the morning, open the sliding door and have the wind coming. Balconies. I stayed in a balcony for the first time. I've always been interior room. I'm like, I'm not going to be in my room. Why would I pay to have a room? I got a balcony last time. I'm like, dude, I want to win a balcony room. They're amazing. So the top level is a cruise for 2, balcony room plus airfare for 2. That's 100,000 points combining your personal production and in roller roll up. 100,000 points. Obviously, you earn on all of it, but then that also gets you that covered for free. Then the prize below that is a cruise for 2, interior room, and airfare for 2, less money. Then there's a cruise for 2. Then there's a cruise for 1, double occupancy cabin where we put you in with another broker, plus airfare. And then we have cruise for 1 without airfare. And then we have without airfare. I'm sorry. And then we have a brag bag. That's at 5,000 points. So 5,000 points, 5,000 bonus revenue. If you're on the cruise, you get a brag bag. There's going to be other bags for everyone who attends the convention, but there's a brag bag that's extra special for people that do 5,000 points the rest of the year. Okay. That's not entirely difficult to do because it counts you personally. You get one funding and do 5,000 points, 5,000 BR, right? And then you can have 5 front lines, personally enrolled brokers who do, 50,000 in funding between them. You'll already be at 25,000 points. So getting 100,000 points, everyone on here who's hearing about this today, if you've got any active personally enrolled team, get after making sure you're helping all of them try to win it with 100,000 points. Let's get everyone a cruise for 2 with balcony and flights. Now, just, flights, we have a certain dollar amount for flights, and we'll be letting you know about all that. Obviously, if you're like, hey, I'm flying from, Africa. Okay, well, that flight isn't included. This flight is. We give you a flight credit up to a certain amount that's going to cover a flight from anywhere in the United States, but it may not cover if you're living in Argentina, right? So that maybe has to be a little extra coverage on your own, but that's to Matt and Nick who live in Argentina, obviously. So just so you know that, obviously, it's not like pick your first class flight from anywhere. No, there's a flight credit, but as anything like this. But here's the deal. We've done these before in my prior company, and we don't want you to worry about a thing. We don't want you to go, oh, they nickel and dime me. I won the airfare, but it ended up costing me $75 for my flight anyway. No, it'll be flights with bags, and we don't want you to worry about a thing, but it's not going to be first class. It's going to be a nice seat with some nice seating and that stuff. If it was first class, we got to bump that 100,000 points way up, and we're not planning to do that right now. Okay. Price tiers and recognition levels will be finalized and announced as soon as possible. I already know the fares, but until I know what rooms we can get access to, there's no sense in listing them. And then we go, oh, we can't get balcony rooms. We can't get this or that. So I got to be general. You can download this PDF from the back office soon. We reserve the right to adjust qualification thresholds based on participation levels and final cruise pricing. We got to put some legal stuff in there because we never know if COVID hits and all of a sudden you can't cruise, the prices go up fivefold, and we go, wait a minute, we were given a contract to this and they pulled it on us. So we got to have that in there, but that's never occurred. But we just got to have it. We're also going to have monthly recognition challenges. So we've got the personal funding challenge, and then we've got the enroller roll-up. But throughout the contest period, we may also run some special monthly activity challenges designed to recognize brokers who are actively building their local markets the right way, growing their business the right way. Examples may include, are you hosting a weekly meeting? You may get points for that. Are you joining the Chamber of Commerce? Are you doing chamber presentations? Do you have pictures of yourself at a chamber meeting? Are you doing other networking activities? Are you doing community-based outreach? Can you document that for us? Are you doing local market development like we teach? If so, can you document that? Are you helping your new brokers get certified? How many of them got certified of all your new brokers? What percentage of your brokers are certified versus not? Other growth and leadership activities that we may call. So these monthly challenges may or may not be included in this cruise points, may or not be included in the cruise points, but they may. But for certain, we'll provide extra recognition throughout the year, but they may also include points for the contest. We're just not committing to that because the bottom line is activity doesn't generate dollars that pays for this. So we need to see bonus revenue because bonus revenue is actual money we earn, right? And as it is, you can see we're already giving you half the points of the people you personally enroll. So one bonus revenue is really costing us 1.5 points. 100 bonus revenue that we earn is really costing us 150 points because we're giving you the 100. We're also giving your enroller 50. So we have to be mindful of that. That's why it's 100,000 points. When you look at what we earn out of that 100,000 and what it's going to cost for 2 flights, 2 cruises, with port charges and all that good old gab, it's there. They nickel and dime this and that, and the cruise is $579, but then there's the port charge and it is charged. All of a sudden you're $1,150 a person, and then flights, same thing, and bags are so we got to make sure we're not going, oh, I'm sorry, you got to cover that port fee. It's one of those certificates where it includes a cruise, but you got to cover all the 90% of it, right? Or 40%. No, we're going to cover all that. Okay. So we buy, that's why it's 100,000 points to get to the top level there. Now, the prices may change. We got a PDF. You can pull it in your back office. They may change, but here's a final thought. Every funding helps your business grow, right? And it also helps you in this contest. Every new broker you enroll helps your opportunity, your business, doesn't it? Yeah. It's a potential income investment for you. It's a potential partner who's generating production every month that you earn overrides on. Even if they get to the 80% level and they cut you out of override spreads, you're making 4%. Plus, you can get 5 levels on their team. It's a monster business that you've got there, right? And so you go, yeah, but David, I'm not at the top. I wasn't at the top either. Well, David, you're at the top. Not when I started. I didn't have a team. I didn't even have a platform. I didn't have a business card. I didn't have a website. I didn't have contracts with lenders. I didn't have an internal team who would talk to everybody. So let's celebrate 250 years of American opportunity by creating more opportunity for others. Every time we up a funding, we're making an impact. And every time we recruit a new broker, we're making an impact. So convention at sea is happening. I hope I have the date on Friday. I can't commit I will because, until it's negotiated and locked in. But we're looking at somewhere between March and May of next year. March through May of next year. We're looking at a 5-day cruise. Obviously, if you want to bring your whole family, you can. But some people in our past have. You will have plenty of time to go ashore wherever we go. We're looking at Caribbean. We're looking at probably Florida, leaving Florida. Some of you, that's a drive. Some of you, that's a flight. And we're looking at a 5-day cruise, 4-night, 5-day. And so it's going to be pretty spectacular. There will be some excursions you can do optional, and there will be some events on the trip that we do as a group. There will be a welcome reception. There will be some swag for everybody who attends the convention. There'll be some recognition awards and training. There will be some neat little things we do. There'll be a lot of one-on-one networking time when we're not in meeting rooms together. The meeting rooms there are generally more like you're in one of the lounges and you got comfortable, cozy seating. You show up in your shorts. You show up ready for the pool. You show up and you still meet and everyone's casual. It's like you're going with your family. Once in a while, you throw a nice suit on for the nice dinner, nice dress. You go out and get in the gown. If you've never been on a cruise, there's nothing more thrilling. There's theater. You'll be able to go to shows. By the way, if you ever have been concerned about the water, which my wife was, they sell little things, Dramamine things you put on your thing that keep you from feeling seasick. You don't have to worry about the waves. You know, I've got a boat, and when I'm on my boat, it goes like this when it goes through a 4-foot wave. Right. If I'm on a power boat, it goes boom when I go through a 4-foot wave. Right. You're not going to feel anything like that. There's none of that on a cruise ship. I mean, this is a hotel laid sideways. Right. And it doesn't roll over and flip over and all that. You don't have to worry about storms. You can get around storms. You don't have to worry about all that. So it's a blast. It's fun. It's thrilling. Anyone who goes loves it. There's all kinds of activities to do on board. And so I can't wait to share what ship. And we want a thrilling ship. We want it to be good for kids. If you want to bring your kids, we want it to be good for couples. We want to have a lot of activities. So it's going to be a blast. And I'm looking forward to it. And I want every one of you that's here right now to win it. I'd love to pay for everybody because rising tide raises all ships. How do we rise tide? We all do the 100,000 points. You know what that means? That means DAC got about $52,000 in bonus revenue, right? Or no, about 62,000 in bonus revenue. Okay, so we've gotten $62,000, and we can take a percentage of that. We're paying out a lot in bonus revenue, right? And then we've got some margin in there that we can pay for everyone to go. I'd love for us to go, look at this, and we paid for everyone to go because they all earned it, and you earned your commission. I'd love it. So how do you do 100,000 points? Personal clients. If you didn't have a team, you'd need to do about 1.2 million in funding. With 7%, no, that would be 84,000 points. You need about 1.4 million in funding at the 7.2%. Okay. So you can do that yourself between now and then, but that's hard. You can do it. You may get a 400,000. We got someone who just did a $350,000 funding. It's got great bonus revenue. It was like 30,000 bonus revenue points with one funding. Another one did $200,000 fund. Then did 200,000 today. Another one did 105 today. So they're out there, but that's like catching a tuna when you're fishing for bass. It's going to happen sometimes, but you shouldn't expect it. But when you have a team and everyone you personally enrolls points count, now you go, oh, so if my whole team did 200,000 points, I'm on the cruise. Yeah. If my whole personally enrolled new brokers did 200,000 points, there could be 30 of them. Yeah. So if I have 20 people who all do 10,000 points, they do 200,000 points, I'm on the cruise. Yeah. Not only are you on, you got the best package. You got the top of the line. If I got 20 people who just do 10,000 points each, I'm there. Yeah. You're there even much lower because we got cruise for one at a much lower place. So the process is going to be this. Once we commit the date, you're going to have $100 deposit you have to put up to hold your room because the cruise might sell out and all of a sudden you win it and you can't go because there's no room on the street. So the process will be commit to going to the convention, commit to holding your room, and go win the darn thing. Right. And so that's what we're figuring out is, well, what if you only commit to an interior room, but you win the balcony? So we've got to reserve a certain amount, we're that's what we're playing with right now. Right. So you're not going to have to commit to a balcony to win the balcony. Right. So, but there's only so many balconies on a ship. So you may qualify for it and they're all sold out already. So these are the things we're dealing with. You can see why there's some complexities, but the long and short of it is we're going to put you in the best possible situation, but you'll commit to the convention. You'll commit to putting your thing on hold. And then if you want the balcony room, you can hold the balcony room. And then you got to hold the balcony room. If you win it, we pay for it. If you don't win it, you got to pay for it. Right. So it costs you more. But maybe you win this certain level. We apply a certain amount of it to the balcony room and you pay the difference. So we'll have all those rules worked out. But here's all I'm doing. I'm going for the top level, and you should too. And I'm not going to do it all my own personal production. That's ridiculous. I would never expect to do 1.4 million between now and then. I wouldn't be surprised if I did personal production, but I will make sure that my team does 2.8 million in funding between all of the personally enrolled, which would be the 200,000 bonus revenue personally that I get 100,000 on, right? So I'm there. So personally enroll some people, help them shoot for the cruise, shoot the moon, baby, shoot the moon. This is America, land of opportunity, home of the free and brave, not home free and complaining, not home free and entitled, not home free and you owe me, not home of the free and but why not this and why not that? How about home of the free and go bust your backside and earn your keep? Go do your part. Nobody's got a fair life. Fair does not exist. Fair is a perspective. And if anyone doesn't think their life is fair, it's because they've got a perspective that says it. And anyone who thinks their life is fair has a perspective that says it's fair, because nothing's handed to me. I got to go earn it. I got to go live it. I got to go do my part. There's nothing guaranteed anywhere. My buddy who's sitting upstairs, Jackson Smith, is not guaranteed to be a dentist. You got to go earn that, buddy. You want it? I believe you'll have it. But guess what? You got 5 years left to prove you want it. Right. And guess what? Every one of you may want to have financial independence, but nobody's just giving it because they desire it. The difference between wanting and having is something in between called performance. We'll give you the prerequisites to perform. You got to be willing to do the things. We'll give you the training to perform. You just got to do the training. I mean, you just got to do the steps that you train. Right. And it may take you 5 years. You may not win the whole thing this time. You may only get a room for one, and you may be in with another broker. Or you may say, I'm going to get a room for one, but my spouse is going to pay for theirs. Great. Enjoy. It's double occupancy. You didn't make the whole enchilada. Who cares? Look what you accomplished. Right. And you may say, I didn't do anything, but I'm going to the convention anyway. Now, here's the last thing I'll say. Let's say you learn of this. You're recruited in December. And I bring you in December. And I say, hey, do you know about the incentive? What are you talking about? Oh, I got 3 weeks. I got 3 weeks to try to qualify for this, Dave. Oh, you got to be on the convention. You got to go. You told me about it in December, Dave. I got 3 weeks. You can still do it, and they could. And the people who you don't think of until December, you still will try, and you'll still try to help them get there, and you'll try to help them get enough fundings to get one ship, and they can do it by getting one funding with a certain amount of points. They'll win a trip for one, not even counting their commissions. With one decent sized funding, they'll get a free cruise ship for one. But anyone they recruit later in the month won't have much time. At some point, it's still fair. It's just not as easy. It's complimentary. It's a free thing. But wouldn't they rather hear about it in June? Wouldn't you rather hear about this in June? So that means tonight you make a list of everyone you know. You don't have to, but this is what I'm doing. I'm making a list of anyone I know that I haven't yet recruited. And I'm going to encourage they look at DAC now, because we just launched a free cruise incentive, and I'd like them to have the full 7 months to try to earn it. So we can help brokers, but also I'd love them to know about this America Challenge we got going on, celebrating the 250th birthday of America. You know, we had a civil war already in this country. We're only 250 years old. You know, I'm almost 60. I'm 58 years old. It's only 4 of my lifetimes is 250 years. I wouldn't say 5 because I'm 58. So, but it is just over 4 of my lifetimes is 250 years. That's nothing. and we've already had a civil war. There's no guarantee America is going to make it another 100 years. We better stop the rhetoric. We better stop the news networks getting one side to hate the other. And if you're parroting a bunch of stuff because you're passionate about it, I'm just going to encourage you, try to, as I'm trying to do, try to be understanding of people who don't believe what I believe. But if they're only parroting something that they heard on their news network, how about just stop watching the news for a little while and let's use some common sense on stuff. And let's make America great again, one step at a time, by making DAC great, by helping businesses great. And I wasn't trying to use that slogan. I did happen to vote for President Trump. And so I'm not hiding from that. But I didn't say it because of that Trump's hat. I said it because I want America to be great. I already think America is the greatest country in the world. I already think DAC is the best business, but DAC's got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of performance to have. We're not even at 1% of the funding in America yet. We're not even at 1% yet, guys. We got some work to do. We got some businesses who need to know about this. So that's our contest for the night. We're at 10. We're just after 10. I wanted to be done by 10 o'clock. That's our contest for the month. But I am going to take some questions because I said I would. So first thing I'll do is if you got something you want to share, go ahead and use your thumb up button and we'll call on you. And if you have any questions on the details, I would just say, read the brochure we get. And I'd love to hear from some of our SGAs and MGAs first. Do you see this? Here's what I say. We're taking about 20% of the money we gross profit on funding and putting it into a contest. That could cause DAC to break even this year instead of make a profit. If you guys aren't pumped up out of your mind, we can kill the deal. But I know you're pumped up. So what I want to say, if we're going to take one out of every $5 of our gross profit and give it back in the form of contest, I hope you guys eat this up. I hope you go, and I don't need you to praising, oh, David, oh, we thank you, thank you. I'm not saying that. I just want you to know this is a real risk we're taking. We've been profitable every year, but this could cause us to not be profitable for the first time ever. But I'm believing in all of you that you will actually grow the production to the point beyond just the barely covering yourself, barely cover. And if all rising tide goes up, I don't mind giving up 20% of what we make back as contests. In fact, it'd be a great model to do it again and again and again and again. So I appreciate all of you for being here. I want to go to any questions you have about anything, but if it's details about the cruise, just hang tight until you get the PDF. Let's go to Harlequin Murray first, former broker of the month when we were doing those. How are you doing, Harlequin?
I am pumped up and super excited. I'm also a little bit bummed because I had a client that applied over the weekend because she wanted to get on the home health care, and that's the only reason why she applied on the weekend. So she just got funded this evening, and I missed out on those points. So anyways, I've got somebody else who's trying to apply as well. So we'll move on and find the next person. But yeah, I am so excited about this. Now, what is the end date on it?
December 31st.
Okay, that's what I thought. So we've got
They have to be
7 months.
funded. They have to be funded by December 31st.
Right.
Because obviously they can't apply then and we can't keep it open.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean, this is going to be phenomenal. I know that, I've been with you for a while now. It's been 7 years as of last Friday. But I know you've been trying to organize a cruise since COVID.
Yes.
You had it at about this point when COVID hit and had to cancel everything. So thank you for continuing on that because I have never been on a cruise. So I am looking forward to it.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's the best thing. We did it with our family for Christmas last year. We all went. People all over the country went. It was the best thing to have. We did it for 7 days, but to be on the same place, go eat breakfast together, lunch together, walk around the islands together. People are going to be able to snorkel in areas if you want to snorkel in blue water so clear you can see to the bottom. You'll be able to see colorful fishies that you've never seen except in the aquarium. I mean, it's spectacular. lifestyle things you'll never forget. But
Yeah.
I'm excited about it, Harlequin. And sorry about that client. You got funded. Congrats on it, by the way.
Yeah, hey, I'm super pumped up. It's one of my
Yeah.
World Cup people.
Amen.
Well, it's my Kennesaw Business Association event, but she's getting the money to do a booth at the World Cup.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So,
And what did you have to say, Harlequin, to what I said at the very beginning before we got in the contest? The stuff about what it takes to succeed and get clients.
well, it's just a matter of opening your mouth. I mean, the lady that got funded tonight, I went to a job fair. I had an opportunity to have a free booth. I had 30 people invited for tonight. I've got to find out how many actually made it. But at the very end, I literally ran around to the different business owners and said, here's my card if you need any business funding. And it was, in this particular case, it was literally not even a 60-second conversation.
Yeah.
And
You were limited in time.
Yeah, I said, we happen to have a special promotion this month. She's a home hospice company. And I said, if you're needing funding, you need to apply before Sunday. She actually called me before I even got home from the event. And unfortunately for the other person, after she left the event, she met another DAC broker. But she had already talked to me, gotten my information, but she literally had started her application before I made it home.
Wow. Love it.
I haven't had it happen that quickly before. My last funding before that, I knew the guy for 4 years before he applied. So, but
some seeds sprout up right away and some bear fruit later. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, it's when they
thank
need
you, Harlequin.
We're there.
Appreciate all of your energy and commitment to the company over the years. Who else we got with their hand up?
We have Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
Good evening to everyone. Good evening, Dave. I just want to say I have a comment. I did have a question about the cruise, but now that you said to hold off, I'll just hold off on it. So I just wanted to say it was a good call tonight, and I look forward to the cruise. I've never been on one, but I wanted to comment also on definitely the Wade Tuesday call that he started back up again, and I had thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't get on the mornings because I work, but I had a chance to listen to the recorded call, and I was really impressed on him sharing and explaining everything in detail. But I want to say tonight, thank you, Dave, and thank all the team and everyone for what you do. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're blessed to have Wade's experience and the other team's experience in the Bank Breezy team representing Bank Breezy to your clients. And they are experts and they really care. And Wade brings the expertise. And anytime he's on chatting, it's a nugget like a TED Talk. Carmen, what do you got for us today?
Oh, I just love to listen to you. When you get all fired up, you get me all fired up, and I just wish it was daytime right now so I could go run out there. And I'm all excited about this cruise because I went to a couple of the ones at that other company you used to belong to, and I'm still drinking that juice, and I'm just loving it. I'm just on fire. Thank you very much. Wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you too, Carmen. It's going to be fun meeting you in person on the cruise. That goes to all of you. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. Erica's up next. Erica and I met in San Diego at an event we were at together. Erica came up to our DAC booth. How you doing, Erica?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. Excited to see you on the cruise.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, because you were talking earlier about news and then drop cards and all that I talked to a guy just a couple days ago. I was out doing DoorDash and just handed him one and said, hey, if you ever need any funding, it was a food cart. And he did end up calling like the next day. So there is a lot to just, making sure you're constantly getting the word out there, regardless of whether you think it's going to be something helpful for them or not in the moment. But, Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to open an actual restaurant. So
All right.
So that was good. And I guess just for people that were newer, I just wanted to kind of speak to that point for you guys too.
Love
So
it.
yeah.
And I got to say, everyone, thank you, Erica. I appreciate
Mhm.
that. I just want to say to everyone who's on, Erica used to own a cleaning company. She's a single mom, and she had a cleaning company while building DAC, and tried and tried and tried. And it's very difficult to keep good people. And she endured and endured and endured, but decided at one point to be a mom for her children, and she just had to do a different. She had a job offer, frankly, at her church, and she decided maybe it's a little more dependable income. I don't have to worry about losing people and making sure houses are clean. I still got to raise a family and young kids. And so she took that job, and now she's also doing DoorDash while building DAC. She's gotten big clients. She's finding a way to do it part-time. You don't hear her complain about the struggle she's going through. You don't hear her complain about having to be the burden of mom and dad. You don't hear her complain about the burden of people not showing up to the cleaning company. She never complained about it. She's dealt with it. You don't hear her complain about the job, things changing and such, or having to drive DoorDash. She finds a way. She finds a way. She finds a way. She finds a way. And it's encouraging. Her kids are watching. Her kids are learning what it's like to be a brave business owner, what mom is like as a brave business owner, to be doing what it takes to be mom, to drive DoorDash, and also build DAC and build a broker team. So, Erica, hats off to you. I know your story, and I know that there's hundreds of other people who will listen and join DAC with the same story. That is why we invest so much time into our training, why we give the systems away, why we have complimentary enrollment, why we have certification, why we test things before we tell you to do it. And I want you to just imagine this for a minute, and we're going to go to the next hand up. If I told you all right now, if you'll invest $100 into Facebook ads, I'll give you the DAC logo and ad to run. You all spend $100. If you're willing to spend $1,000, we'll give you an increase in your commission this month. And if I got you to spend $5,000, we'd have $3 million in advertising on Facebook tomorrow. But it wouldn't work. Oh, it would get some fundings. If you spend $5,000 on ads, it may turn into a funding. If I told 100 people to do it, DAC would get a lot of fundings. But most people would lose that advertising money. But that's what other people will tell you to do. Agencies will tell you to do it because they get a piece of all your fees. They get a piece of your advertising, and they charge you an agency. They're not in the production game of earning only if you earn. I'm only wanting to earn if you earn, not make money at your expense. Otherwise, I'd tell you all to go run ads. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go run Facebook. Let's go do pay-per-click. I went down to learn how to do it, to then teach it, and was told, don't be doing it. It's stupid. And we had a lender there who left a lender who said, I was in charge of ads for this lender, and we lost so much money on ads. Don't do it. So hopefully, if we haven't already proved it to now, we'll teach you what it takes to do it. But if you're not willing to do it, you won't probably do well. But if you're willing to do it, you will do well eventually. Erica, great job. Suzanne and Precious, and we'll be done.
Thank you. Erica, keep on persevering, and it will pay off. So congratulations on what you're doing. Quick comment on what David just said about the Facebook ads. So with my business, I worked for several years, independent agent. I spent about $2,000 to $2,500 a month for a couple of years on Facebook ads. At first, I was so busy I couldn't look around. I just hoped somebody wouldn't show up so I could eat. But for the last probably almost year, I figured out I was working to pay my marketer.
Mm-hmm.
And it just was not a good ROI anymore. But you had to go reach out for people to come in. This is such an amazing product that you can just say, hey, by the way, did you know? Hey, by the way, I do this. I had a coach call me today. He's one of my, I guess, a mentor. And he texted me a phone number and a name. And he's like, I was talking to this guy. He likes to do financial stuff. He's always looking for money. Give him a call. I don't know what it's going to turn into, but in my other businesses, very rarely is anyone calling me going, hey, I talked to someone, want you to give them a call. They're expecting your call. So just listen to what David and the rest of the leaders are saying and follow that. And I don't know if y'all can see my my picture, my name, but I want to challenge y'all. It's up here. It's a 4th of July 250 tree. I get so much joy when I walk in my office and I see it, but I think I am going to add a little cruise ship on it, David.
Yeah.
But it's got on it. And y'all, it's so fun if you have a little Christmas tree somewhere you want to pull out and decorate it red, white, and blue, and go to the Dollar Tree and pick up some cheapo decorations. It just looks, it's so fun. But I definitely think I'll get a little cruise ship to remind myself of that.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Very excited.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate everything you're doing.
And who else do we have, McGuire? We got Precious. Go ahead, Precious.
Hey, I just want to say thank you, David, for the overview and going over everything. And I'm excited about the restaurant flyer for this month. I have a restaurant. He goes around to all the restaurants and delivers the food. So and to all the restaurants in Atlanta. And so I'm going to connect with him and share the information. So hopefully he can come on and be a broker. But I want to say thank you to all the new people that came on today. And I had some good feedback in my text from the overview. So I think we'll have some brokers coming on for me. So thank you to all the team. And thank you, David, for this opportunity. And I'm with Harlequin and Ray. This will be my first time being on a cruise. I had been not wanting to get in big bodies of water, but I believe that God prepares you for everything. So I think this is a preparation for me to go ahead and take that leap. So thank you for that.
Amen. And we'll have some things for people who have fear of it. We'll have some things you can go through in advance, because if there are people with fears, we want to be able to have some areas where you can go to get some counsel on it, and so that it can help you alleviate the fear. But I know you're going to be there. I know you're going to earn it. By the way, for all of you, and thank you for the kind words, Precious. It's very kind of you. Cruise for one, double occupancy is only 20,000 points. So 20,000 points. I mean, there's people who got 20,000 on one funding today. So you could literally, not only commissions would pay for it, but 20,000 points, could be, and that includes your team, between now and the end of the year, and you got your cruise for one person's covered. Doesn't include the flight, but it covers the cruise. So, it's double the occupancy. And then you'll see the other points, but just to give an idea, 100,000 for the best, 20,000 for the first, the basic, to get rolling. So, hang tight as you see all the prizes when they come out, but that's obviously extremely achievable. And I'd love to see 400 or 500 people qualify. But wouldn't it be great if we told the cruise line we need, 200 rooms, because we got 200 people qualify, or 400 people qualify for cruise for one. Let's go make it happen. Let's go make it happen. I'd love to have to do it. Let's own that cruise. All right. Any other questions or comments? I don't see any. McGuire, do you?
We're all good on hands. No, but you do have the chat fired up. So I will tell you that right now. I know you can't see that, but people are as excited get. So you've done well.
Well, thank you, my friend. We do well by doing good, right? Doing good for others. And you're a part of that team. Everyone part of the DAC corporate team, the Bank Breezy funding team, our lenders. Everyone wants to do the same thing, which is deliver for the business owner and deliver an opportunity for you. And if you've got anything, you go, man, I wish DAC would do this. David at davidallencapital.com. David at davidallencapital.com is my email. Put in the subject line suggestion and send it to me. Big Mac was not created by Ray Kroc, nor is the Egg McMuffin. It was created by its broker, the franchisees. So, if you got an idea, we don't know about it. Why don't we know about it? We need to know about it. Tell us. and we'll make it implemented. God bless you all. Thanks for all the kind words. I wish we could copy all that chat so I could read it all, because I'm looking at some of it right now. But if there's a way to download the chat, please download it, team. And I'd like to see it all. Thanks for being here, everybody. God bless you all. We'll see you on tomorrow's